is Julie. Welcome back to Pages and Pens. Today I am here with a Top 5 Wednesday. Today's topic is the top 5 books that you loved prior to BookTube. I only joined BookTube a year ago, so there's a lot of books that I loved prior to the BookTubes. I'm going to go over some of my very favorites, and again, they're in storage, so I'll be putting up a lot of covers, but just know these are very important to me, and I am in the process of getting the books out of storage, and when I do, I will be showing you what I had in storage. So we'll have like a storage haul. But for right now, let's go over my top 5 favorites prior to the BookTube. These are in no particular order, by the way. First up is the Poisonwood Bible, which is about, I believe, a group of missionaries, a family that goes over to Africa and their journey while they're over there, trying to help out and acclimate to the new environment. And it's one book that I have definitely reread. It's probably one of my most reread books. One of my friends and I would reread that like every year together. So I think I've read that like 3 or 4 times. And it's been a very long time since I read it, but I remember it being really atmospheric and me really enjoying it. So that one definitely makes the list. Also making this list is The Host by Stephanie Meyer, which I just read. You can check out my reread of that linked up above. I vlogged that for Throwback Thursday. I loved it when I read it, and I loved it when I read it a second time. I definitely think it's Stephanie Meyer's strongest writing, and I think you should read it if you haven't. If I've not convinced you to already, just give it a try. Also on this list is She's Come Undone. This one I remember being like moved to tears about. This one was by Wally Lamb, I believe. She's Come Undone is about Dolores, and Dolores, I believe at the time of this book, is about 13 years old, and she's about 257 pounds. She's morbidly obese, and it's about her life. I remember it being really hard-hitting for me. I've always been a heavier girl. I read this still as an adult, but like as a young adult, and I was never that large at that age, but I definitely connected with the character and with the story, and I really liked it. So that was one that it's in storage, and I want to reread it because I'm wondering how the representation is this long after the fact. That was published in '98, and I read it pretty much when it came out, so I was probably like 18, and I'm sure a lot has changed since then, so that's definitely one that I want to reread for Throwback Thursday and see how the rep is this long after, because representation in '98 versus what we expect now is very different almost 20 years later, so I'm interested in that one, but I remember it being a book that I really loved. Also, I'm going to list East of Eden, which I know I've talked about here before, but it's my favorite classic. That one is by Steinbeck, and that one is very dark, very twisted. There's characters in there that are just absolutely horrible, characters in there that are very heartwarming, and I just loved it. It's been a really long time since I read it. I don't think I've reread it since I purchased and read it. It's definitely one that I want to reread because, again, I remember it stuck with me. Like, it has absolutely stuck with me. And then for my number 5 spot, I'm gonna throw in a whole bunch of ones that you've heard me talk about a ton. The Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, the Hollow series by Kim Harrison, the Anita Blake Vampire Hunter series by Laurel K. Hamilton, the Sookie Stackhouse series by Charlene Harris. I had 5 over talked about books on this channel for number 5. You guys know that those are some of my absolute favorites, and I read all of them prior to the BookTube. Oh my gosh, I forgot One Day. One Day by David Nichols for sure definitely makes that list because it destroyed me. The Hunger Games also was like my first dystopian that I really fell in love with. Pillars of the Earth by Ken Foley definitely makes this one. I have a lot, you guys. I need to like just stop the video here. It's too much. That's it for this Top 5 Wednesday. I threw in a ton, like way more than 5, but you guys know I have a lot of favorites from prior to BookTube. So I hope that you guys have enjoyed this video. I would love to know what yours are. Definitely let me know down below in the comment section. That is it for this video. Be sure to comment down below with your favorite book prior to finding or starting BookTube. If you liked this video, be sure to give me a big old thumbs up, click subscribe, and I will see all of you in my next video. Bye guys.